Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. It's your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated edition of the afternoon swing trading floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. What's going on, folks, from around the world? Hope everyone's doing sensational. Oh, man. Apparently the market heard that I was about to start traveling. Woo! Here we go again. Market couldn't wait for me to hop on that plane and go somewhere. So we're starting to get a little bit beforehand. Sybil says, so that was it. I don't know exactly how long we're going to go today, but we're probably going to go a little bit long. So just kind of get ready for that. Mila says, this was very much expected. Yep, I agree. Robert Falco says he's not on jury duty. Exactly, so it won't be that bad. Yeah, you're totally right. So let's go look at this weekly chart and check out, again, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly 4 weeks ago, verbatim, what we talked about. And you guys were the ones who were helping me with this one. We got a retest gap on the weekly, right? Quick drop, rotation, rotate higher, bounce. The biggest question is always, and I had a good buddy of mine, Luke from Belgium, was asking about this earlier on Slack, the dip. Oh, it looks like a P. So the dip or the bounce, or where is it? Where does it happen? Where does it occur? And obviously, if we know that exact answer, we make millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? If we know exactly where the dip and where the bounce is going to occur before it happens, we could literally just print money. So keep that in mind. That's a huge thing to remember, ladies and gentlemen. That is a massive takeaway. I don't know. Warren Buffett doesn't know. No one in the world knows. As humans, that stresses us out massively because humans love something called certainty. We love knowing exactly what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and by where. Right? We can all agree on that. Wouldn't you guys agree? I mean, we love certainty. We love knowing exactly what's going to happen, where it's going to happen, and that's why trading is very stressful, right? So it's very true, and it's okay. If you love certainty, that's why most people have a job. I know that sounds crazy, but that's why most people have a job, is because they get a certain paycheck, guaranteed to get a paycheck. If they show up to work, they're going to get a paycheck. And the certainty has its pros and cons. One of the coaching students that I had the most difficult time with, and she's not here, so I can tell her this, and you guys can ask her, but was actually Angie. Angie, the CFO of Real Life Trading. So years ago, like 7-8 years ago, when she started trading and I was one of her coaches, certainty is one of her highest, woo! Right, Lydia? Am I right? Lydia's here and she knows certainty is very difficult to overcome in the market. And so what I did was like, hey, Ange, here's something that you can be certain of. So if you love certainty, you can create some rules in your plan for certainty. You can create a rule that says, I'm certain the market will always move. I know that sounds dumb, but the more and more and more you think about it, the more true it becomes, right? I'm certain the market will always move. I am certain that as long as I lose less money than I make, I'll be profitable. That's one you can have in there, right? Mila says up, down, or sideways. Exactly. Markets will fluctuate. So you can just keep writing that down. I'm certain of this. I'm certain of this. I'm certain of this. I am certain I will be wrong and lose on some trades. Feel free to jot that one down there. That was big for me. It's big for a lot of guys more than girls. Usually the fear of being wrong. It's just a natural thing, right? But then you have a few other ones that you can write down. So when you're creating your certainty, if you crave that, if you know that you have a personality that needs certainty, and I'll let you know, if you don't know who you are, engineers, scientists, lawyers, doctors, CPAs, if you're very, very good with numbers, very good with math, chemists, right? You need certainty. And that's okay, right? In your job, you have to be certain. I had another coaching student who was literally a rocket technician. He worked on rockets at NASA. And he can't be wrong his entire career. Just couldn't do it. Can't be wrong. So I understand that, but that's why trading is more of an art than a science. It's an environment and a market comprised of humans from all around the world. So you can be certain that the market's going to be weird sometimes, and it's not going to do what you want it to do, and you're going to lose money sometimes. And that's why you should always have a plan where if you don't know what's going on, be in cash and plan for the next few weeks. Start planning for the future. I had another really good, phenomenal, loving person reach out to me the other day via text message. And she was like, hey, Newsome, how do I plan for the future? Type in a 1 if you've always wondered that. How do I plan for the future in the stock market? The cool part is very few people ever feel like you have the power to dictate what the market does. You don't, right? You do not have the power to dictate what the market does. But what you can do is dictate what you're going to do at a certain price. So when you are creating a plan in the market, just tell the market what you want it to do. And then if the market does it, because at some point it has to, I promise. If you tell the market what you want it to do, it can only go up, down, or sideways. So you have a 30% chance of being right as far as the direction. And then as far as the price is concerned, you're going to get it right at some point. We have all, type in a 4. If you've drawn your lines on a chart, forgot about it, came back to it a week, 2 month, 3 month, a year later, and was like, whoa, that worked out well. Happens to all of us. So we all know how to do the analysis, especially if you have virtually traded profitably or you have back traded, right? You've gone back in time and you've traded the previous markets profitably. If you can do it in a virtual environment, you can do it in a real environment. You just have to understand that the real environment is slower. You don't want to speed it up, and you got to give it more room, and you got to be more patient with it, and just let the thing let it do what it's going to do. So the analysis of the markets are actually very simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up this. Well, we got the SPY right here, and I'm going to pull up long-term moving averages and look where we traded today. The 100 simple. Ladies and gentlemen, what did we talk about yesterday of where a potential dip buying spot would be? Shocking, right? Weird. Now, I know we had a weekly option newsletter trade, but that weekly newsletter trade got stopped out like here at the red line. So yesterday I had 2 green circles. I'm going to add them back to the chart. I said around here and around somewhere around here. 100 and 200. So what if it doesn't bounce off the 100? What's going to happen, folks? Let me know. Tell me, what's going to happen if it doesn't bounce off the 100? Someone out there in the world is going to lose money. What? It didn't bounce exactly where I wanted to? That's cool. Only the market knows where it's going to go. So you lose a little bit of money. And as Sybil says, you wait for it to get down to the 200 and you try it again. What if it doesn't bounce off the 200? Cool. You lose a little bit of money and you try again. At some point, you're going to be right. And the biggest challenge that most traders will go through is if you're wrong 4 or 5 times and you lose small, you get fearful to take the 6th trade because you start thinking that you're going to run out of money. You start thinking that money is going to evaporate. You start thinking that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you don't know what's going on. And you get unconfident. You don't take the 6th trade only to see the 6th trade work, right? And only to see it work out really, really well. Or better yet, you do take that 6th trade and you don't hold on long enough for it to make up the losses of the 4th and 5th. One of those two. So just always kind of keep that in mind, because I would agree that fear has a lot to do with the market. Fear is a huge one, but I still don't think greed has anything to do with the market. I think it's just optimism. I think it's fear and optimism. That's just my viewpoint of the world. I don't think anyone here is greedy, right? Greed is a state of the soul that can never be quenched. No amount of money can give you happiness or satisfaction. That's what greed is. So you have fear and you have optimism. Overly optimistic or overly fearful, right? King Midas, exactly. Yeah, so I don't think anyone here is truly greedy. So, I mean, here's a greedy test, all right? If you have $1 billion, do you give any of that to anyone that you love? Yes or no? Go ahead and type it in the chat pane. You get $1 billion. Does any of that go to someone other than yourself? If you say no, you're greedy. If you say yes, you're not. Simple as that. And if you're greedy, no amount of money that you'll ever make will ever make you happy. Just keep that in mind. Now, you can change that perspective. You can change that mentality. But if you have $1 billion, you're not going to give any to your parents or give any to your kids or give any to a church or charity or community or anyone, or you're not going to buy a house for your wife or your daughter or whoever it is out there in the world, right? You're only going to chase money. That's fine. If you're a greedy person, you can be a greedy person. I'm not going to change your life. That's okay. Everyone can have their own perception of how money impacts you. But I'm just simply here to say, if you're greedy, you won't make enough money. The market's probably not for you because you are only going to want more. All right? You're only going to want to give more. So saying all that to say, here is one of the rules that I live by my entire life. And I want you all to keep this in mind because I get a lot of people who tell me and ask me, and with the markets, how do you keep going when times are rough? What's your motivation? How do you have so much energy? This is one of the things I remind myself in my brain almost every single day. Success is 2 to 3 weeks after you feel like giving up. Success is 2 to 3 weeks after you feel like throwing in the towel. Then you get to decide, do you give up or do you push on 2 to 3 more weeks? That's all. Just 2 to 3 weeks. I know that sounds crazy, but that is when you start reaching success. 2 to 3 weeks after you start to feel like giving up. Which means what? It means never give up, right? It's always just right in front of me. I'm going to keep going. So never give up, never surrender, never quit. Only improve, only grow. So here's the thing. The SPY, we trade down to the 100, we bounce. Yes, we got stopped out of the weekly options newsletter. And again, I did lose on that particular trade, but we'll see what else happens from here. Michael said there's an unlimited abundance in this universe. Ah, so true. I love it. So true. So let's talk a little bit about just the SPY and what we got going on. So we trade down to the 200. We have that. We now have an official lower high. That's kind of a big deal. I'm not saying the market's going to go zero. I'm just saying that lower high is going to be an issue. We're getting that rotation that we wanted. This is it, right? I did lose money the last 3 days. The last 3 days haven't been that wonderful as far as trading is concerned because I thought this was it. Right? I was like, all right, that's the curve. That's the retest. That's what I was thinking. And I want all of you to know, turns out I was wrong. What? Yep, I was wrong. So that did not occur. So, which is totally fine. If we go back to 2015, seems that you're not supposed to be wrong. I know, right? I know. So this last move, granted, it was below the 100 and 200, but let's look at an example. Again, and I've asked you all, and this was a challenge, is go back to this time frame and back trade this. 7 to 3, if you remember me talking about that. Go back and back trade this on the daily chart, all of the market, because this is what we're going to do. What I think we're experiencing is some of this volatility right here, something of that sort. And we've talked about and wanted and expected this to kind of come in. It's obviously not going to look exactly like that, but we're somewhere in this realm, and I think we're about to start slowly getting this particular bounce. Now, could we be in this realm right here and we're done and we bounce out? Maybe, but this took an entire month and a half, almost 2 months to occur. That's a 2-month time frame. So this time we're above the averages. Exactly. That's why I don't think it's going to be quite as tremendous as it was back in August. I mean, that August made this move look like child's play. So we're still above the moving averages. The drop happened in February 9th, so it hasn't even been a month yet. So what I'm getting at right now is, as it stands, present moment in time, I'm going to go ahead and jot down a date for you. And the reason I'm jotting down this date, I want everyone to know this has zero to do with historical back testing, evidence, statistical. This is just me creating a date for myself. Until May 1st, 2018, I'm going to be swing trading much faster, day trading more, and looking for very quick plays in and out, along with sideways option selling strategies. Because my good buddy Michael just nailed it on the head. So Michael, in his chat over there, Michael says, we might be setting up to go sideways for a while we build some market energy. Yep, I think that's totally correct. Mike says, by much faster, do you mean lower moving averages? You can, yep, lower moving averages, just quick, maybe 2 to 3 day trades if you're swing trading, just fast in and out. So why did I choose May 1st? As I just mentioned, just a random date. And then starting May 1st, I'm going to start trying out some swing trades again, and we'll see how they go. And if we keep getting these whipsaws, I'll just go back and revert to this. Now, this market is great for 2 or 3 types of trades. Fast trades, option selling, right, because it's volatility. So option selling, or the very long term. And no one's excited about this one. When I say long term, I mean over a year. Okay, the Warren Buffett plays. These are the 3 types of trade that you're going to want to focus on, in my opinion, until March 1st. Right? So just quick, fast trades, in and out, move on, so on and so forth, all that kind of good stuff. Thanks, Greg. I appreciate that. Does that make sense, guys? Type of one if you're cool with that. Because, I mean, that's just going to be my approach. So what I will say is I might not be the person who can tell you, hey, exit here at this particular price. It's going to have to be quick. Boom, 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 boom. Joseph says, are fast trades so bad? Not at all. Nope, not at all. Not at all. It's just going to be a little bit quicker. So if you're in a trade and you're like, hey, maybe I should exit. I'm up an hour and a half, 2 hours on this trade or for the day or whatever. Cool. Take your profits off. Move on. Let's figure out what's going to happen. Robert says, taking more profits in 1 hour rather than trying to hold for 2. Exactly. Yep. Specifically, exactly correct. So whatever's happening on the SPY right now, we just got a spike. Okay, nothing crazy. Just a random future spike. All right, sweet. So that's the broader markets. Now, saying all that to say, I do have a new official trade out there on the SPY. This is for my credit spread fans, and if you don't know anything about credit spreads, it's okay, but I do have a company that can teach you for free. I'm in a Condor as of today, 285, 286, 239, 238 Iron Condor on the SPY, and that expires in April. So we have a long way to go. I'll say a long way. I will buy that one back if I need to, but I'm just selling the volatility on this particular spread. 239, 238, and a 285, 286. Because volatility is picking up. That did fill earlier today for 20 cents. What that means is I will make money on this trade as long as SPY doesn't come down to here and doesn't come up to here by April. What do you guys think? Does that sound pretty reasonable? So it could do anything in between those 2 prices for the next month and a half. Trade sideways, chop around. So long as it doesn't go above the red line or below the purple line, I'm going to make money on this trade. Now, if it comes into, I have some spread unravel exit prices here. These are going to be, when it hits those, I'll kind of determine what's going to do. But so an iron condor is just a bull put spread and a bear call spread together. Pretty cool little strategy. It is fun, and I do teach a class on it. So yeah, you're welcome to investigate it a little bit more, look at it, but it's a good strategy for volatile markets and sideways markets. And the reason I say volatile is because usually the volatility is contained within some kind of range. So, so from here we'll see. We will see on SPY. But that's my official trade that I'll be keeping a close eye on. The Qs hit a brick wall, right, that previous all-time high, and we did retest. I don't have any position on the Qs right now. I did, we might still get up here at late March, early April, but I'm thinking it's probably more like May. More like May, probably. And again, I'm not saying it's going to bounce down here. I'm not even saying it's going to, but Sandra, here's a really good way for you to say and to plan in the future what you want the market to do. If Qs comes down to here again, I will look to buy it. That's simple. If it trades down to this support, I will look to buy. I don't think this occurs, but we're going to all make a lot of money if it does. Secondly, I don't think this occurs, but if it does, we're going to all make a lot of money if it does. All right. So what if it doesn't bounce? We're going to lose a little bit. That's fine. If this is a weekly double top on the Qs, we're going to have a good time, folks. We're going to buy something called put options, and we're going to make a lot of money. So we'll see what she does if she gets down into that price range. Now, Mila asked me this question. I think it was Mila and Ash, actually, just a few weeks ago. On this day, she's like, when should we buy some puts? If we close on the Qs, if we close below and start breaking below those wicks, buy some puts on the Qs, trade to the 100, sell the puts. Buy some puts between the 100 and 200, sell the puts, buy some calls. And again, really have fun with the hourly charts, my friend. The hourly charts are going to be your heroes for the next few days and weeks, I would imagine. Right? So, we got some support right here. Could we bounce? Absolutely. What if we don't? Cool. Let's make some money. Let's buy some puts. Right? So focusing on that hourly chart. The hourly will be able to help you a lot in this market for your quick trades, breakdown of support, retest. I mean, if you're looking at the hourly chart, here's the hourly right there. Breakdown, retest, failure. Same chart patterns, just smaller. And then again, of course, I'll be here to help you. Here's the Dow Jones. So Dow Jones, obviously a little bit bearish. Trade into the 100 simple moving average. Weird. Who would have thought? So strange. No one could have predicted that. Now, again, what if we don't bounce here? That's definitely a possibility. If we don't bounce here again, we'll probably lose a little bit of money. We'll regroup, and we'll look to buy another dip. But this is a fun warning signal that there's a zero chance I cannot let you guys know about this. This is definitely a lower high. So if that lower high and this is a higher low, and we start bouncing in here, it can be a fun breakout. We could break down. There's all kinds of things that can happen. The volatility will be here after 3 strong bearish days in a row. I'm expecting a little bit of a bullish, smaller inside bullish candle tomorrow, more than likely. And then here's the IWM. And the IWM did actually have a massive and very interesting high wave candle. So this is one of those exact examples. I drew this yesterday. I said, hey guys, let it retest the 100 and look for it to roll over. Right? That was Mr. Squiggles from yesterday. Because the IWM was a little bit more bearish than all the other ETFs yesterday. So if you come over here to a 15-minute chart or an hourly chart, this is the market open, trades up to that level. Here's your evening star reversal pattern. And if you're getting in there with a stop above here, even if it's just one put option. I did have 2 traders who did that on the IWM or something very close to that. And again, just a quick trade. Boom, boom. Make an R, make 2 Rs, and move on. That's fine. So IWM, we'll figure out what happens. And again, if we trade back down to here, very nice. I love this high wave candle on the IWM. We will keep tabs on it, but I would love a bullish close above here. Give me 1 second. Bullish end of day close. So if we close above here, it's going to be a little bit more bullish. And if we close below this low, we're going to be a little bit more bearish for the very next day. End of day bearish, BERSH, for 1 to 2 days. Probably gaps down and fades the next day. What the heck do I mean by that? So again, puts are going to be really quick in this market because I do not think this is the top of the market. I think this is just a rest. I think this is a rest that we needed. What I mean by if it closes below here, so let's say we close below here tomorrow, it'll be very similar to this candle, right? Next day it'll gap down to like there, and then it will fade higher. So if it closes below there, you might only get 1 day of a trade on this one. So in this market, again, just be fast, be nimble. And if you don't want to do anything and just be in cash, oh, that's also fine. You can't lose any money that way. Unless you go to the poker hall. That was stupid. Boeing. I wouldn't touch Boeing bullish with a 10-foot pole right now. Nope. Eric says you have close above on the bearish move. Ah, thank you, Eric. Thank you, sir. Below this price. Appreciate it, my man. You rock. Love you guys keeping eyes out for me. So Boeing, it is a bullish trend, but Boeing is ridiculous. Boeing is ridiculous. Look at this chart. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Bitcoin. Nope, that's Boeing. Went from 120 to 360. No big deal. 2 years. So Boeing trade right down to the 20. Robert said, yeah, it's a plane. Here's the 20, a little bit of a support. Here's my analysis for Boeing. Watch Boeing for a gap down or some kind of breakdown. Fast counter trend bear move. And if you want to go bullish, that's fine. Just don't buy it off the 20. Look to buy it off the 50. That's all. I just wouldn't, I mean, again, I love looking at trends. I love saying the trend looks bullish, but there are some times where the whole buy low, sell high thing just takes over and I just can't buy something. Plus, Boeing ain't cheap anymore. Option on Boeing used to be like $100, $200 like a year ago. Now, you know, $1,400 for April. So it's more of a day trade for me, at least. Could it bounce here bullish? Absolutely. Is it going to? I don't know. Not sure. Welcome to Delta Airlines. Delta is just hanging out. I don't have a trade on Delta right now. No position. It's just chilling. Again, I don't think this happens at any point in time, but I'm waiting for a close above this price for the bullish trade. I do have an end of day bearish. I did not know that. Okay. So end of day, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Make that 20 and put that on the right side. Again, I am still selling puts on some stuff. I'm still bullish on the market. I don't think we're going to have a cataclysmic crash yet. Weekly chart on Delta, I mean, it looks very similar to the market. Right? You got a black candle gapping down on a weekly chart. This is the retest, and if we do pull back, look to buy that dip and look to create and form that double bottom. If it doesn't do that and just breaks out hard tomorrow and closes above 55.10, go Bulls go. Norfolk Southern, woo-wee. Come on down, man. I got me some cornbread, grits, and breast. We should go, man. Catfish kids, man. We got some poles on there. We got all kind of ready. Got my crickets ready. Got my worms. Got my fishing license. Got my boats all rigged up. Let's go. All right, you got your deer call, man. I got my camouflage. Yeah, let's do it. Norfolk NSC. Had one chart, one trader with a chart here. Let me open this up. Let's just go check these out. Hey, man, let's go check that out right there. So this was Jeffrey J. So he was looking at, this is the daily chart on Norfolk, and last time he kind of posted this little double bottom in here, breaking above the 50, and he wanted to know if that was going to happen again or if that's a possibility. I do like that chart. If you want to check it out, feel free to pause the recording and look over it. I'll also put it in the chat pane. And, of course, Justin can send it to you if you want. Didn't happen, Jay. At least not yet. So Norfolk, I don't have any position on this one. I'm not going to personally trade this one. But I would get in above the high with a stop down here. Would be a close above this candle. So again, remember, folks, either long-term, so you're buying something for 6 months plus at a good discount, or you're doing some option selling. If you don't know how to do either one of those, or long-term doesn't interest you, or you don't know how to do option selling, then do something fast, right? Fast in and out trades. If you're not fast in and out, you're mostly just a swing trader, that's fine. You're just going to have to really zoom into some stuff and be quick about it on the hourly charts. If that scares you, that's okay. Just pull out and wait for the market to get a little bit cooler, calmer, more relaxed, and then you'll crush it again. Remember, all you need is 1 or 2 good months to make the whole year. I posted this in Slack, and I'll post it again. If you make 3 Rs a month, you are beating by far most mutual funds. Just 3 Rs a month. I mean, you are crushing most mutual funds. Secondly, just something to keep in mind. I mean, money, when we're talking about money, the Warren Buffett portfolio that Matt is tracking for us is down $6 billion today. $6 billion. $6 billion. So let me see. I was trying to read. I forget exactly. Anyway. And again, you could say, oh, that's, it's a short amount of money on a lot of money. But, I mean, not really. If he has a $200 billion portfolio and he lost $6 billion of that today, I mean, think about it. Right? So, I mean, if you lost $8 grand today and you still got $100 grand left over, not that bad of a day. If you lost $800 and you got $1 million sitting there in an account, I mean, there are worse days, and that's why I posted. This image up here just earlier, because I know there's a few traders that lost a little bit of money, including myself. I like to remind myself it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. So where's a quick post? And this is true. So I had a buddy of mine, good buddy of mine. He texted me. Where did it go? There it goes. So I had a buddy today text me. I'm not going to read it verbatim. It doesn't matter who it is. But I had one guy text me. He's building a new house. It's a 6-figure home, building it from scratch, upgrading his new house. He's like, man, I'm so stressed out right now. My account's down, yada, yada, yada. And I sent him this picture. I'm like, what was that, dude? What's that? You're upset about your $4 million house that's going a little bit slower than you want it to go when you're trying to build it? Anyway. You guys all have internet. You're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. Anyway, Norfolk Southern. I don't have a trade on it right now. STMP. Stamps.com. I was looking at doing a bull put spread for April on Stamps. I think I'm just going to wait it out for right now. Even though, let me actually check the premium. I could do a bull put spread for April. STMP 150. No, the premium's just the bid ask spreads are all over the place. I'm just gonna have to wait it out. 155 isn't bad. I could do a 155. I could get $2 and I could buy the 150 for maybe $1.50. It's only 10% for April. It's just not that great. I'll just pass on stamps.com for right now. Next on the list is Ford, ticker symbol F. And Ford, there are some traders here who are bullish on Ford. I'm just not one of them. I've never purchased any Ford stocks in my life to my knowledge. I'm pretty sure I've day traded it before, but it came back to a local support. So if we hop in here to the hourly chart and you're trading Ford, right, when we're talking about the bounce, this is an exact example of not knowing what's going to happen and where. This is a perfect example, right? Whoever bought here did that twice and they made some good money. That's 80 cents right there, almost. So if it comes back down here, how do you know if it's going to do that again or not? Do you? No, you have no idea. That's why you have to discipline yourself and go, you know what? There's some support here. I like it. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to mitigate my risk. I'm going to lose small, win big if it works. And you sell up here, right? And again, if you're in Ford and the trade does this, blah, 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 and you're about here and the market just starts tanking and you're just getting crushed, like SPY is dropping whatever 3%, and you're still up on Ford, and you're like, you know what? Let me just exit here. All right, that's fine. That's okay. Cool. So that is a particular trade if you want it. I'm not going to take that personally, only because I don't trade Ford. But I'm just weird like that. Here's the weekly, and Ford to me still seems like on a slow slope lower. This is the monthly chart, and it just looks like it's coming for the single digits. 9.89, 9.50, $9, just slowly grinding lower. And could Ford break that and go even lower? It is my interpretation. The answer to that is yes. Because when I'm looking at this monthly chart, I see a lot of red over here on this volume. Red, 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 red. All the red bars are higher than all the green bars. There's no buying on the monthly for Ford. Adriano says, seems like GE. Bingo. So I'm just simply saying I don't have any positions. I don't think it's that sexy. It does pay dividends. If you want to get it as cheap as you can. Otherwise, be quick. Advanced Auto Parts. So Advanced Auto Parts actually up on the day. This one was actually up. And the unfortunate news is we had a trade set up that would have filled today, but it did break through our stop. So remember I had an entry here with a stop like right here. And when it broke through the stop, I just canceled the trade. So Advanced Auto Parts, it did work. And this is, trend looks pretty good on Advanced Auto Parts. So what did I want to buy it last time? 114? Shoot. That would have worked out so good. If anyone did that trade and kept it open, let me know. I'll give you a frequent trader point because that would have been delish. Man, let me see. I should have just bought it one. I'm going to end up buying cheaper and having a wider stop. That's a pretty wide stop. 114 by 110 would have been much better. Boogers. Okay, let me see if I can tighten that up because the hourly chart's not pretty. But I feel like I could lose less than R on that trade, and I'd want it to trade tomorrow. Don says he sold a 95 put in his long-term portfolio for June. Nice, Don. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you letting me know. 95. The stop's a little wide. We might be able to get an R&a half out of that trade. If we do, it needs to trigger tomorrow. I'm going to go to a weekly really quick. Still an inside candle on the weekly. We'll look at the long term. I'm trying to see if there's any chance that we can get up there. Yeah. 115. I feel a little bit bad. This is one of those times where if you just left the trade alone, let it do its thing, it probably would have worked out okay. That's all good. No biggie. Oops, that's day trades. Sorry. Swing trades. Because we got stopped out and we're going to cancel win. So 2018 AAP. This does need to trigger tomorrow. I will be here tomorrow. 115.42. And if it doesn't trigger tomorrow, then I'll probably cancel or move on to something else. 108.78. You can do shares or options, pretty much up to you. It's based on a gap and go, open because it's not triggered yet. Put that in here. And new official swing trade. All right. It's Advanced Auto Parts, AAP. I'm going to set that up tonight. Wow, I have a long way to go. All right, we're going to go long today. I'm going to go a little bit faster, but that's okay. General Motors, big breakdown. Massive. Massive. It's up a little bit pre-market, but GM, man, that is definitely trapping some folks. So we come here to the hourly chart, look at something like this. It already retested once. We're going to come back and see if we can get a chance to short it. I haven't planned this trade, so I'm not in, obviously, but I'm going to come back to it tomorrow and see if we can get in on a pullback because we do need one bearish trade. By the way, the bearish trade on OHI just would not have worked. Well, I mean, it didn't really go down today. So we're going to come back and look at that one tomorrow. GM, and just see if I can get a bearish setup on it for a quick R and a half, something like that. Okay, General Motors, Facebook, I will put on the list for tomorrow. On the list, got it. Okay, next on the list is CAR. So remember, we canceled CAR. I think we did a good job canceling that one. Canceled on this day. So we're going to come back to CAR and keep an eye on CAR and come back and look at it next week. Because this is a good bullish gap and go. You have a nice high wave candle. You have an inside day candle today. And if this can last, I think, till next week. I know Brad's doing the room next week, but we'll see if he likes the trade. And if he likes the trade, then he'll set you guys up on a trade on CAR. So Monday and Thursday, we'll put the CAR on the list for you guys. Okay, next on the list is Adobe ADBE, down 1.48% today. Again, just made a new all-time high yesterday. Michael says, live your motto, positive energy brings positive results. Thanks. Happy trading, y'all. You too, bud. Take care, man. So Adobe, again, I don't have any trade on Adobe, but this is how I would trade it. I would just look to buy the dip off the old previous high. And again, is that going to work? No idea. It's worked before. Will it work again? I don't know. And from there, it can depend on your time frame and all kinds of stuff. But that's my plan on Adobe. A little bit of a pullback, doing its thing. Next on the list is Snapchat. And Snapchat really did not go down that much. Now, I'm not going to personally take this trade, but that doesn't mean it can't be traded. A little bit of an aggressive trade on Snapchat. But if you were looking at playing it, here's what I would do. Is I would wait for an entry above here, stop limit like this. So I would make that a bullish, and I'd have a stop and a limit of two different prices. So the stop would obviously be the trigger. Stop would be above this wick, 117.94, and the limit would be 117.69. Just in case there is anybody who wants to take Snapchat. There's a few people looking at it. And again, why am I not going to take it? I just don't believe in Snapchat. I don't use Snapchat. They're losing a lot of money. Fundamentals are kind of terrible. But that doesn't mean that I'm right. If you like Snapchat, if you use Snapchat, if you're more of a fan of it, you have more positive energy towards it, cool. Lydia. Oh, I love it. I love it. So that's Snapchat. For anyone who wants to trade it, that would be my thoughts. It does have a nice bullish gap and go the other day, one white soldier, a little bit of an inside day candle today. Here's the weekly. And weekly pullback to most of those moving averages. So, I mean, the chart, technical analysis looks splendid. Technicals look great. CSC, Campbell's Soup, or I probably typed it in wrong. I probably typed in Cisco Systems. If it's another ticker, guys, just let me know, but I think it's Cisco. Daily chart. So this was a setup that we talked about just yesterday on Cisco Systems. Again, I didn't take that trade. This was for someone else. Remember, I just look at your requests. So you guys just tell me what you want to look at. I'll just pull it up on the chart for you. Is this going to bounce right here? I don't know. So far, you're profitable. There's a little bit of a lower shadow. So if you're going to take that trade and just let it ride, great. If you're going to move up your stop to here and take a profit tomorrow morning, that's also fine. Whatever you want to do on Cisco, it's pretty much all I got. So if you're in, cool. Just keep me posted, keep me updated. Let me know. Let me know. All righty. Next on the list, we have Walmart. And Walmart, obvious, very nice rest after battle pattern, beautiful bearish gap and go, and just a good little roll down lower. So for some of those who are waiting to go long on Walmart, you almost got to the 200, which means if you were sitting around waiting for the 200, you did not get filled. That's what that means. So now you have to go and plan what you're going to look to do with it. Right? If you're coming here to the hourly chart, now, so you all know I did not do this trade, but I recommended it about 3 or 4 different times in the webinars, is let it trade up into these moving averages and look to go lower. This is a nice little move right there on Walmart. Why did I not take that? Just couldn't be in everything. That's all. No biggie. Just can't be in all of it. But the good news is, folks, you could have made all the money that you wanted right here. There was no stopping how much money you could have made in that little move right there. You want to make a few hundred, a few thousand, a few tens of thousands, a few 100,000, a few million, a few, well, you probably could have made billion, but a few hundred, you could have made as much as you want. Steven was in it. He tore it up. Nice job, bud. High five. Very well done. So anyway, good breakdown on Walmart, a little bit of a lower shadow. Let's give that one a little bit more time and just kind of come back and see, you know, what ends up happening. Okay. Steven says, left money on the table too. Got in, got out, but I made coin. Yes. Starbucks, 56.17. Bullish to neutral, guys. Starbucks is so sideways right now, it's almost painful. Look, I mean, it is blissfully sideways on Starbucks. So do bullish to neutral stuff. I talked about a 52.50 March put sale on Starbucks a while ago. That's for anyone who might want to own shares. There's still premium down there. If you don't mind owning some shares of Starbucks, there's about 14 cents down there. It's not bad. I would probably be looking at doing bull put spreads or put sales on Starbucks. And if you're trading the hourly chart, just be quick, in and out for right now because we are real sideways. So here's the hourly chart, and the 50 EMA is almost perfectly flat at this point. So if you plan it, you can either try to buy at 55 and then try to buy some at 53. You know, play at those supports. Again, just fast in and outs because Starbucks is, you know, chopping around. But I do like the bull put spread or put sale idea. SGH. Now, this is one from our winter portfolio, and it was looking pretty good. It has had earnings tonight. It's gapping up a little bit to 34.43. So Smart Global Holdings slowly chugging along. Got the 100 there. We'll see what it does tomorrow. Probably nothing dramatically fantastic. But again, if you're in this trade, this is the one that we set up back from the 9th of February. If you're still in that little beast, we moved up to stop on the 16th. And you can make a small gain tomorrow. Hopefully she opens higher and continues running for you. Next on the list is Southwest Airlines. We'd love to have you. Southwest actually closed up on the day, up 0.25%. Still trading sideways, still not breaking out. Here's the weekly, just chilling. Here's the hourly charts, and the hourly chart were pretty sideways, but we did trade back down to a support level. I love Southwest long term, but there's your support level right there, and we can see if this thing can bounce out of here. So Southwest Airlines, we will keep close eyes on that one. UPRO, I will put UPRO on the list for tomorrow. UPRO, got it. So again, those long-term moving averages, you're just banging your head against resistance. If at some point we can close above there, I'd feel a little bit more comfortable with some bullish trades on Southwest. And yeah, just see what you got. Lydia said, would you consider that a double top on the daily chart? I would. Yep, great question, especially with that gap down. Strong gap. You got a few retests right here. And I did mention, I was like, this is going to be where we either bounce or we're going to go a little bit lower because it was a phenomenal support. So even though it was a little bit of a head and shoulder-ish or a double top-ish right there, it was either going to break or break lower, and just broke lower based on that double top. Okay. Next on the list is MYO. I was watching this one some. I looked at it yesterday a little bit. And me looking at it yesterday and looking at it this morning helped Chief make 1.8 Rs on a day trade. Because MYO, this was a swing trade that we took not too long ago. Right? Had a good bullish gap, good volume, a little bit of a high wave candle. The gap was yesterday. And I would love to have day traded it yesterday, but here's the 5-minute chart. And it was just a good little pop right here on the day trade. So I think Chief got in somewhere around here and got out literally right there. Almost the exact high of the day. He got lucky. He said so, but hey, I like it. So anyway, Chief, congratulations. MYO, I'll come back and look at that next week. I might have Brad put that and see if he's going to do anything with it. I just had some crazy deja vu. There's a glitch in the matrix. OLED. Whoa! OLED looks like it's rough. Scott has a put sale. Are you cool owning shares, Scott? He says yes. All right. Sounds good. There's a good chance it's going to happen. It's a pretty decent breakdown. Again, we're up a little bit pre-market with most. This is a 5-minute chart, 15. Give me just a second because I'm looking at, this is the 15-minute time frame, and look at the hourly. I do want to go bearish on OLED short term. I just don't know exactly where. I'd have to do a put with that. So let's pull up OLED tomorrow. Again, I don't have this planned 18 hours in advance, so I can't trade it for a swing trade. But I could short it. I'm probably going to look to buy puts. I need 1 or 2 bearish trades out there just in case. So OLED, a little bit of a bearish trend. It was a retest gap today. It's a touch extended, but you did break down below a white candle. Not super strong. And I think OLED is going to just go down a touch farther. So let's come back tomorrow, set something up, see what we can figure out. Angela says, is owning shares the same as buying them? That is correct. You got it. All right, next on the list is U.S. Steel. And U.S. Steel had a great day today. We talked about this trend being bullish. We discussed that at length. It's a very bullish move. I know this was tariff news and all that kind of stuff related. US Steel is going to be a little volatile, but I think I can have an idea of how I want to play it. Here's the hourly, and it did not hit the hourly today. Here's a true story. I almost shorted US Steel right there until I put up the hourly. I was like, wait a minute. I was about to go bullish on the hourly on the 50. What a dumb thing to go bearish right here. I didn't do it. Robert says Trump hasn't actually signed them yet. They're next week. All right. So he hasn't totally signed them. I'd like it really off of the 50. Question is it going to retrace back that far? Probably not, but let's try it. Bullish. It's kind of a wide stop, $4. It's a little on the wide. I'd like it a little bit less than that. This needs to trigger tomorrow, and if it doesn't, I'll update it. Again, you can play that with options or shares or whatever, but US Steel getting a little bit more volatile. New official swing trade. Okay. Today is 3/1/2018. US Steel. Entry on a pullback, 43.99. Stop on a pullback, 40.36. Shares right now, we might build up an options trade on it as well, but it's a really good gap and go. The trend is bullish. Just looking at buying a dip. Of course, doesn't mean it will work, but you never know. All right. So that's US Steel. Like I said, we're going to go a little bit long today, but not too bad. I do have a phone call at 5:30, so I can't go too long. CarMax, KMX, just getting punched around a little bit down here. Here's the daily chart. It's down 3% today. And if CarMax closes below this bearish candle below this bullish candle right here, the close below that bullish candle, and she's going to go a bit lower. CarMax is. So I think Donnie has a stop below that price, which I think is a good stop, Donnie. If it takes out that low, again, it needs to close below there because you got the 100 and the 200 right here. So I can see why it could be bought here. So don't let the bear shake you out. Make sure it gets a good close because it really could do something like it did back here on the 3rd of April. So something to keep in mind. The market's going to look to shake some people out here on CarMax. Sharon said she bought some puts today just in case. All right. I love it. Good job protecting those gains and that capital. Boston Scientific, BSX. That's not right. What did Boston do today? Why is this not showing up? That's weird. So Boston Scientific having a weird chart day on my trading view. Let me pull up on another chart really quick and see if it's doing the same thing. BSX daily. Daily looks rough anyway. So let's wait. Sure thing. So yeah, BSX, I don't have any setup on it on the daily or hourly. Unless you're playing a nice aggressive move, which if you are, that's fine. You're playing a nice aggressive move, a little bit of a bounce here off of 26.50. Otherwise, let's wait it out on BSX. FedEx, ticker symbol FDX, down 1% today. Chilling, breaking some supports. Long-term moving averages is at 240.71. Looks like we're probably going to get there. And, you know, FedEx looks like most of the market. Looks almost like very, very similar to the SPY. So if it works, buy the dip. Apple, following Mr. Squiggles to the T. Look at that pink line, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Squiggles to the penny, ladies and gentlemen. Literally the penny on Apple. Now, is it going to bounce there? I don't know. It's got a nice lower shadow. So if it doesn't bounce there, we could try it again down here. What if it doesn't bounce down there? Try it again right here. Mikey, sorry about your puts. He had some put purchases up here. It just barely got stopped out on the puts by about a penny or two. Ray says he has a 170 March put sale. All right, Ray. 170. And there's a really good opportunity on Apple to get into a collar, sell some covered calls. Charles Wade, you're good to go with your 185 covered calls from March. Victor, and anyone else who sold some covered calls up here and got into some collars, we were talking about that 2 days ago, right? I mean, feel free to go back to any of those recordings on Tuesday or Wednesday or last week, because I said, guys, it's going to break up, make new all-time highs. All the newbies are going to hop on. It's going to retest verbatim. I track Apple sometimes pretty well. We'll see, though. I don't know what happens from here. Anything's possible. Mila says I trailed out for an R. Nice. Mila made an R. Congrats on Apple. Woo! Oh, yeah. First R for the month. Sweet. So did you buy puts, or are you buying calls, or are you in calls and got trailed out? Otherwise, Mila was in calls. Right on. Well, let's see what she does from here. If it takes out the low of this wick, we're going to the blue. And if it takes out that low, then, you know, the whole market has rolled over, and we're going to go down back to the 150s. All right, so there's Apple. There's the dip on Apple. I'm going to start speeding up a little bit. Costco, nothing. Flat, sideways. I got one trader who's in a strangle or a straddle. I can't remember. But I could see that set up, especially if we gapped above here or if we gapped down into this general area. So we gap down on earnings. I'll be bullish. We'll look at it next week, and we'll cover what I think it's going to do on earnings on Costco. Next on the list is SNDR for my girl Sandra. And Schneider National, I believe today was earnings. Schneider tried to bounce off the 100, made a little bit of a lower low. You got a very nice high wave candle. I would come back to Schneider at some point, and I would simply say, again, very similar to a lot of trades over here. If we close below the low of this high wave candle today, we're going to go lower. And if we close above the high of today, we're going to go a little higher. That high wave candle, very important on Schneider National. Halliburton, same thing. So some energies are trying to make that double bottom. We'll see if they do. Halliburton, a good opportunity to just get shredded if it takes out that support of that 200 simple moving average. So if we do this, and go boom, right, we close below there, fantastic. If we bounce off of this, wonderful. A lot of stocks right now are going to have a coin flip about where exactly they go. So it just depends on what you're playing, your time frame, your strategy, all of that. But Halliburton is about as sideways as you could be. So I'd probably play something bullish to non-directional. BABA down pretty gnarly today, 2%. Good thing we got stopped out of those calls. And again, sorry, but I don't hate it. We're in the bull put spread for April, 160, 155. My buddy Robert Fowkes has a 152 April week 1 put sale, which is delicious, Robert. And folks, one could only hope that BABA gets back down to here. One could only hope it goes down to there. That's how you plan to trade for the future. You say, okay, market, if you do this, then I will do this. We will go bullish on BABA if it gets down there. And if it doesn't, great. I do have a bull put spread, and I'll make money as long as BABA stays above 152. Justin J has a $200 covered call. When does that expire, Justin? March? All right, BABA. So BABA's trading sideways. Roberts is 25%. The premium's already gone. Beautiful. Talking about boring. Here's PETS. PETS, pets. Oh, you have one expiring tomorrow. Nice, Jay. All right, bud. So PetMed Express, pretty nice lower shadow. A lot of traders have an April put sale at 35. Thumbs up, looks good. That is $10 away. More than a 20% drop on pets. And then it'd have to go another % lower. I'm not saying that this is free money, but if I get put some shares down here, cool. That's fine. It pays dividends. It'll be pretty cheap. And this is what it'll look like on the monthly chart. It'll be at the 20 EMA on a monthly. So I'll just hold on to it and make money as it, hopefully bounces. Otherwise, pets, that's about the 9th one I've done. Next on the list, we have WSM, I think it's Williams-Sonoma, the knife company. And Williams-Sonoma, they do more than knives, yes. They do home furnishing. All right, Clive, take care. Williams-Sonoma, whoever's trading this one, whoever requested it, get ready for Chop City. Chop City, Chop City. Sideways. Welcome to the jungle. So buy down here, sell down here. If it breaks out, makes a higher high, buy that dip. Channel. It's a channel. Next on the list, Whirlpool, WHR. Whirlpool, also trading really sideways. Below the 100, 200 on the weekly, which means it's below the daily. Very nice high wave candle. Dividends were today on anyone playing Whirlpool. And anyone requesting this one, guess what? High wave candle after dividends out of support. Meaning, look for a bounce down here. If you're playing it bullish, there's a few different ways you could do so. Entry above here, stop down here, and then eventually move up the stop, right, up to here if it continues higher. Or if you're looking at playing it bearish, with a close below here and all kinds of good stuff. So very splendid high wave candle, bracket trade it, close above the high, close below the low. You've heard me say that a few times on a few stocks, and I think that is pretty or decently accurate. Okay. So next on the list, we have PayPal, PYPL. And PayPal, for the most part, held up pretty well. So Mr. Squiggs is still in play. I mean, it theoretically did trade down to the exact penny of the low of that pink line. We're down on it right now, but I think we can take this off. And if the market bounces tomorrow, I'll increase that stop a little bit on PayPal. We've been in it a whole few days now. And Squiggs doing work. So we'll see if PayPal bounces. Will it? Maybe. Will it not? I don't know. I was very close to exiting yesterday. The reason I didn't is because I didn't have it planned. Too bad. But we'll come back to PayPal tomorrow and increase that stop. Maybe, just maybe, we will actually have a bullish winner, even if it's a small one. Hertz, HTZ, nothing yet. A little bit of a lower shadow. I think it's gapping up on earnings. There's a small gap right now. This is a hammer-ish candle out of support. So if you're looking to get in bullish, I would wait for a close above the high of today's candle, aka a close above the high of this bearish candle with the stop right below that candle. Downtown. So it's out of support. Wait for a close. Since it's a little bit of a bearish candle, a little bit of a bearish market, if it closes above there, buy low, sell high. Next on the list is BlackBerry, which I kind of, in a way, hope I get stopped out on this trade because my brain would go, see, Newsom, I told you never to trade BlackBerry bullish. This is the first time I'm trying to take BlackBerry bullish in like truly 5-6 years at least. It's been forever. I still think it's working on breaking out. If we lose on the trade, that's fine. Nice little lower shadow. We've been in the trade 3 days. I mean, we could maybe take out the entry by a penny or two or the stop by a penny or two. But if we have a good bullish day tomorrow, BlackBerry did hold up. So we will see. If that doesn't work, I might try BlackBerry again. Maybe. I won't try it many times. 3D printing had a very nice bullish gap and go this morning. I would like all of you to know that I made $6 off of that gap. And my good buddy Robert made 6 cents, I think he said. I did do a put sale. He made 24 cents. I did do a put sale at $8.50 for March, which is over earnings. So they kind of pre-released earnings or pre-mentioned that, yeah, they'll come out with earnings later. For some reason, the market gapped up for that. I think earnings are already factored in. Maybe I'm wrong. But I've done numerous put sales on 3D printing before. It would have to drop over 20% for it to be an issue. And if it does drop 20% in the next 2 weeks and 1 day, then I'll buy low and I'll turn right around. I'll sell some covered calls. This is the, I think, 8th put sale I've done on 3D printing in the last 6 months. So Drake did one at 9, and Steven says I had a better entry than all of you, and I lost $7. What a noob. What a noob. Next on the list, Riot, R-I-O-T. So we're going to talk a little bit about Riot, but I came up with a really good plan for Riot. If anybody wants to play Riot, which you don't have to, but I know exactly how to do it. I know the best way, in my opinion, to play Riot down here is to do a debit spread. 3-1-18. If you are looking to play Riot bullish, $12, $20 June debit spread. Total debit equals about $1, which means that's your maximum risk for about $18 possible reward on Riot. Not saying you have to take this trade. If you've never done it before, I would probably try it virtual, but it is what it is at that point. You're at the 200. This way, if you're trading with options, if Riot does something stupid and gaps down all the way down to here, the max you're going to lose on this is 1R. There's no chance you can get skipped over because it's an option trade. That is one of the benefits of options, right? No chance you can get hosed. So something to think about if you want it, if you want to play Riot. If you don't, cool. But the risk reward on this is bananas. So it's a possibility. If you're looking at playing Riot, that's how I would. Otherwise, I'd probably wait on it for right now. 3 left, Amazon. With the market, pulled down pretty hard. Jesse, you probably got trailed out or stopped out. If you did, that's okay. It just came down to the 10 and it's unfortunately, it's just retesting the previous all-time high. So previous all-time high area right here, it just was getting really extended, a quick snap lower. Sharon and Donnie, congratulations for selling those calls on Amazon. Perfect timing. Hope you bought a little bit more on the dip today. It almost got to the 20. Nice little lower shadow. I didn't play anything on Amazon, but trend still looks good on Amazon. And last but not least is Apache, APA. Apache high wave candle made a lower low and a lower high. Earnings came out and this thing broke below support, retested, and failed. So the biggest question is simply going to be, where's Apache going to stop? And it's going to be in this general area. General area on Apache. So, I mean, it doesn't have to, of course, but if you're looking at going bullish, just do so with your small pinky toe. pinky toe in, give it some time, let it do its thing. It won't be a sexy, fast move, more than likely. So just keep that in mind. And if you want to play something really quick and aggressive, bracket trade this doji right here. Nice high wave candle, and let's see what happens. All right, folks, that wraps it up for me today. Sorry I went a little bit long, but I still have had no one ever complain about that. So I guess I'll just stop apologizing. Friday, Finance Friday, what do you guys want to look at? FAS, MU, Cron, HPE, GoPro, ENPH, Facebook, GM, UPro, OLED, PayPal, MuleSoft, McDonald's. Julian says, thanks. Love you, buddy. You rock. Log me in. That one, that one, that one. Do I have any put sales expiring tomorrow? No. C, Goldman Sachs, CNX, Square. Square is a good one. All right. Cool, folks. The challenge is out for March, ladies and gentlemen. The challenge is out. Go do it. You guys are amazing. Love you. Until next time. Love life, and trade it. Bye.